We have unfortunately propped God's blessing up as the greatest indicator of his power. We have made God's blessing out to be the greatest indicator of his power and purpose. Blessing. If the Lord bless your life, woo, my God, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Right? When we're blessed, that's when we come, won't he do it? We tend to prop the blessings of God up as the greatest indicator of his power. But I want you to see a biblical concept and principle in something that Jesus says and does. I believe it's Matthew 5, maybe Matthew 9. A paralytic man is lowered into a home where Jesus is, sharing with people. Man is lowered down on a mat. He's a paralytic, cannot move, he's paralyzed. Jesus looks at this man in the presence of some detractors, some people who don't like Jesus. Jesus looks at the man who is a paralytic and says to him, your sins are forgiven. Now, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm that guy, I'm thinking, all right, Jesus, you see here that I can't move. And while I greatly appreciate the forgiveness of sins, I would really love to be able to get up and walk, right? It's just my mind thinking. Jesus says to this man, your sins are forgiven. The people around Jesus who have problems with Jesus begin to say, this man is blaspheming. Who is he to be forgiving sins? He's not God. How can he forgive somebody's sins? Jesus replies, says to them, okay, which is easier to say? Your sins are forgiven, or to a man who's paralyzed, take up your mat and walk? Then Jesus says, wait, before you answer, I'll tell you. Before you answer, here's the deal. So that you know that I have the authority to forgive sins, he looks at the man and says, now take up your mat and walk. Now, y'all clapping. You didn't get it yet. Here's the principle. Is it easier for God to have blessed you? Or is it easier for God to have taken you through a storm and some difficulty? Which is easier for God to do? To say, bless you, or to say, get up and walk out of that situation you've been going through? Which one is the greater testament to God's power? The fact that you went through something that other people look at and don't even know how you did it, and you're still in your right mind, and from it you pulled something that strengthened your faith, developed your perseverance, made you mature, made you complete. Which is easier for God to do? Which one is the greater testament of his power? It's bringing you through adversity. We proclaim God's power over our blessings all the time, but God uses little power to bless you. He uses a whole different kind of power to pull you through some difficult circumstances, some problems, and some adversities in your life. When people see that kind of thing, then they know that we serve a God who is able. When God pulls you through difficulty, then they know who our God is. See, it's when you knock down a giant that people around the world know the God that we serve. Do you understand that? We're running around here talking about, won't he do it because we got a new car? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That's easy. That's easy. It's harder when your mother is murdered. See, it's harder when your husband walks out on you. See, that's harder. Yes, sir.
to your name, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
It's in the difficulties. It's in the times that God brings us out that we see his power.